Hello, and welcome to the Passover Kitchen. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to make communion bread. I will not be teaching you how to make grape juice. But before we get started, I do want to talk just a little bit about the Lord's Supper, what it means, and why we are doing this. So first, I want to talk just a little bit about the practicality of this. First, it's just a great chance, again, during everything that's going on, us kind of being stuck at home. You have your children. It's a great thing to get in the kitchen, teach your children some basic baking techniques. It's also good if you have someone that's just starting to read, to learn how to read, maybe some instructions and just be able to follow those. And so it's just a great time to spend with family. That's what we've been doing this morning, and it really has been a lot of fun. But of course, the main reason for all of this is to actually partake of the Lord's Supper and what it means and what it symbolizes. Of course, this dates back to the Passover in Exodus, where we find Moses and all of the Hebrews, and they are enslaved in Egypt. And of course, the death is rolling in on the firstborn, but if they want to get away from this and avoid the death, they are to make unleavened bread, we are told. We are told here in Exodus chapter 12, verse 4, starting in verse 43, on what they must do for this Passover feast. And so again, part of this is making the unleavened bread, and then the other part is spreading the blood around the doorpost to keep death from coming in on their firstborn. And so they keep this tradition. The Hebrews and the Israelites, the Jews, they keep this tradition of the Passover feast for years and years and for generations. And we can see this in Matthew. Looking in Matthew chapter 26, verse 17, it says, "Now on the first day of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus saying, 'Where will you have us prepare for you to eat the Passover?'" And so here we see the importance of it. It is the first day of this feast of the Passover meal, and the disciples know that they need to partake of this Passover. So they ask Jesus where they should do it. And listen to this. I think this is kind of cool. Verse 18, Jesus says, "Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, 'The teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.'" Now, what we're going to read here in just a little bit is that this Passover feast is actually going to be the institution. It's going to be the beginning of what we now call the Lord's Supper. And where did it take place? In a man's house. And so what a neat thing this is for us to be able to take the Lord's Supper together as a family in your home. And so then going on to verse 26, it says, "Now as they were eating, Jesus took bread, after blessing it, broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, 'Take, eat, this is my body.' And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, 'Drink of it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins.'" So there again, just a little background of what the Lord's Supper is, and kind of what it represents and what it means. And so now we will get into actually cooking the unleavened bread. So first you're going to need your main ingredients. Very, very simple, very easy recipe. First you're going to need your all-purpose, just plain flour. Next you're going to need your Crisco. You're going to need four tablespoons, and this is what it looks like after we've used the 4 tablespoons. And then you're going to need just about a half a cup of ice water. And I think I failed to mention you will need a cup and a half of the flour. So it's a cup and a half of flour, that's half a cup of ice water, and 4 tablespoons of Crisco. And so you're going to mix it all up in a bowl. And we have a KitchenAid mixer, but you can use any kind of mixer that you would like to mix up and fix your dough. But once it's mixed, and no, I didn't wash my hands, but make sure you wash your hands, and I didn't flour my hands either, so it's sticking. So you want to be sure you do those things. But we've already made the ones that we'll be eating. This is just to show you, but This is about the consistency that you're going to want. You see the nice dough texture. It's kind of flimsy. And so you're going to want to knead that. You're going to just kind of mash down on it and fold it and mash down on it some more and fold it until it's nice and pliable and you can really handle it well. So then next you're going to put it, it's recommended to use parchment paper. We didn't have that, so we used tin foil. It worked fine. We powdered it up with some flour and powdered our rolling pin, and we made it very, very thin. If you can see how thin that is, it's supposed to be very thin. And then we took this just for a cookie cutter. You can use whatever you would like, and really, I guess you can make any shape. I think the round just cooks a little more evenly. So you'll cut it. Again, you can kind of see how thin, and really it could be a little thinner than that. You don't want it too thick. And you will place it on your baking sheet. This is what we have left of what has not been done yet. You'll take a fork or anything like that, and you will poke some holes in it. The recipe says this keeps it from blistering. But just a few things. Oh, I also failed to mention, you will want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So of course, before you do all of this, you'll want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And it will cook for about 15 minutes. You'll want that to bake for about 15 minutes. A couple things just to keep in mind while you're doing this. The dry flour here makes me think of Jesus when he's on the cross, and he says that his mouth is dry, he's thirsty. And I can't help but, while making this, to think of how thirsty he must have been, and just the dryness of the flour just reminds me of that. And then of course, as I poke the holes in the bread here, thinking about his body being pierced with the nails to be hung on the cross. But while this is a serious thing, it's also, again, a neat thing to do with your family, something to have fun with. We did it with our whole family here. And so your final product, is, I believe you've already seen it, but it's going to look about like that once it's baked for 15 minutes on 400 degrees. But I thank y'all for joining the Passover Kitchen. Again, I hope that y'all have fun with this. I hope it was instructional. I also hope that it encourages you, again, as this is my second video, of encouraging you to draw near to God with this extra time that you have. May you and your family together draw near to God and learn more about our Savior, Jesus Christ, as you make the communion bread together. Thank you.